Today, if someone opened your bedroom door without knocking, you probably wouldn't like it. We've become so used to privacy that we want our own room, our own bathroom, our own personal space. But 10,000 years ago, there were no rooms, no doors, no houses, no privacy. And yet, people formed families, children were born, tribes grew, and humans spread across the entire world. So how exactly did relationships and families work when ancient humans had no such thing as privacy? And did people back then even think the way we do today, or was their world completely different? Today, we're going to explore this mystery. First of all, let's clear up a huge misconception. When most people hear the words ancient humans, they usually imagine a man holding a stick sitting inside a cave, and that's it. But reality was far more complex. Ancient humans lived in small groups, usually 20 to 50 people living together, searching for food, hunting, traveling. In other words, an entire tribe was almost like one big family. Imagine waking up in the morning and seeing 30 people already sitting around you. Someone is starting a fire, someone is preparing food, someone is taking care of children, and someone is snoring as loudly as possible. Today we consider privacy completely normal, but for ancient humans, privacy wasn't nearly as important. Why? Because survival was more important. If you became separated from your tribe, you could be eaten by animals, killed by the cold, or die from hunger. That's why people spent most of their lives living in groups. Their minds weren't focused on personal space the way ours are today. For them, the most important thing was the tribe. Now comes the most interesting question. If privacy didn't exist, how did people choose life partners? Scientists believe that in many ancient societies, people observed one another over long periods of time because tribes were small. Everyone knew everyone else. Who was hardworking, brave, trustworthy, good with children? Everyone knew. There was a time when humans were simply trying to survive, but then something interesting happened. Humans realized that raising children takes a very long time. Many animal babies become independent fairly quickly, but human children, they require years of care. And that's where more stable family structures began to develop. Many ancient tribes had their own social rules. Every tribe was different, but often cooperation, trust, and loyalty were extremely important because if constant conflict broke out inside the group, the entire tribe could be placed in danger. So in the end, if privacy didn't exist, how did people build families? The answer is trust. Many scientists and researchers believe that even when ancient humans lived together inside caves surrounded by many other tribe members, it didn't bother them the way it would bother us today because they trusted the people around them. They knew that when they were together as a couple, other members of the tribe would respect their boundaries and would not interfere. This was because ancient humans were familiar with the social rules of their tribe. According to these tribal rules, when a man and a woman were together as a couple, other members of the group were expected to stay away and respect that space. And perhaps this idea is not as complicated as it seems, because in the world of ancient humans, more important than privacy were trust, cooperation, community survival. They could not survive alone. They needed each other. And perhaps that's one of the reasons humans eventually advanced further than many other species. Today, we live in our own rooms, spend our time looking at our screens, and place great importance on privacy. But thousands of years ago, humanity's greatest strength wasn't privacy, it was living together. So the next time you feel like there are too many people around you and you wish you had a little more personal space, take a moment to think, could I survive living inside one cave with 30 ancient humans?